Joe Biden pooping his pants again. I don't know if he pooped, but a funny thing I did want to say was like volume warning. Volume warning. This is hilarious though. We're gonna watch this in its entirety because when I saw this, I was like, "There's no way." But let me just read this clip here. Let me just read the title of this. Biden's most embarrassing clip ever. Joe Biden unwittingly farts out loud. Observers can't stop themselves from laughing. However, Biden is so oblivious, he just turns around to salute the room in response. Leader of the world, free world, my ass. Let's just take a watch of this, man. That dude is so uncomfortable. That dude is so uncomfortable. Hold on, let me adjust this up. I'll blast my volume up. That way everybody can hear it. We'll do it one more time. So I don't think my volume is correct on this. Now, to be fair, it does sound like a door is opening. But even if this was a fake video, right? Which I don't think it is. I'm going to take the person's word for it. He's just like a loud sound. He's like panicking, dude. Loud sound. Look at those eyes, bro. Look at those eyes. What's happening? Panic. That guy's gone, dude. The guy is completely gone. But the more substantial news that's about Biden is this. Biden is not slated to be on the Ohio ballot in November, and state lawmakers didn't bother to fix the issue. Tim Pool simply goes, "What the F is going on?" And I couldn't even tell you what is going on. I have no idea. I saw this months ago, and I assumed they were going to adjust it, but I guess not. This is from Nick Sortor. Just in, Joe Biden will not appear on the Ohio ballot in November as of right now, according to the Ohio Secretary of State. The Democratic Party has refused to follow state law requiring both parties to officially nominate their presidents 90 days before an election. Democrats aren't doing that until 75 days prior. And now, since the legislature has adjourned, the law cannot be changed, and Secretary of State Frank LaRose cannot make an exception. This ought to be interesting. So apparently, so what this is reading, right? The party's refusing to follow the law, requiring both the parties to officially nominate the president 90 days before. The Democrats want to do it 70 days before. But if this is correct, the only way that they would be able to do that, to get him on the ballot, would be to literally cheat. Ooh, forgive me. So if the legislature's adjourned and the law can't be changed, and the Secretary of State can't make an exception, I can't think of what other possible way this may be done. Now, what's hilarious is even if Joe Biden's not on the ballot, he'll still somehow get 4 million votes. They'll find a way. I'm sure they'll find a way. How, some way, somehow. Still have some kind of millions of votes. It's something to keep an eye on. But I think with news like this, it kind of makes me think almost like they gave up. Like the Democrats just couldn't run anybody. Gavin Newsom just doesn't have enough charisma or firepower. Kamala Harris is too hated by everybody. Michelle Obama is a man. She can't speak in public. She'll get annihilated. You can't run Obama back. Pete Buttigieg is gay and he's hated almost just as much as Kamala Harris, especially when you had all the crazy stuff with these Palestine and like for 1 year, all that crazy DOT stuff that happened. And so when you think about it, they got nobody to run. Anybody they put in there, it's going to, what's the word? Kind of sour their name, right? So say they don't go with Joe Biden, they want to nominate somebody else randomly, but like going against Trump this late, they're not going to win. And then you kind of sour their name. So you put them in the running and then they lose. And so now they're not going to be seen as that good of a candidate. No, especially because people can't think of things in context, right? Like if you understood with context, it'd be like, oh, well, like they were clearly running against Trump, da da da. But again, you have to operate your political party, especially in today's day and age, operating to the lowest IQ voter or the weakest link. And that's what these people do. And so I thought it was funny to see this kind of confirmed alongside the Cenk Uygur tweet from the Young Turk saying, and he said, Trump is winning. Buckle up, folks. I think that they gave up. I think that they know that it would be too mask off to allow Joe Biden to win again, because it would just have to be such an insane amount of I would imagine, like, what's the word? Fortifying the election, is it, to get it that way? But it's good news, I think. I think it's great news to kind of show that no matter what Trump really does, I think it's kind of secured the presidency. It's kind of like the longest or the shortest, or the shortest. Either way, we barely had any primaries. We already knew it's going to be Joe Biden versus Trump, and then they get this and such like a lame duck candidate, such as Joe Biden, who can't speak. It makes me wonder, why are they running the debates then? But then I thought maybe the debates are like, they're going to take all of the help and assistance and support they're giving Joe Biden, and then they're just going to leave him on his own. They're going to like, walk out there, Joe, and he will absolutely make a complete fool of himself in 2 straight debates with Donald Trump, just skyrocketing support for Trump and eliminating any any light amount of support for Joe Biden. Because when you're faced and looking in the mirror of a man who is only capable of speaking 8 words in a row if he has, 2,000 milligrams of Adderall, you can't vote for that, no matter how progressive you might want to be. So maybe that's the point, right? Maybe they just like that's how they will eliminate their candidate, right? By like walking him out like that. Just a thought, but I think it's great news, honestly, especially looking at it and from someone who's from Ohio. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear all of the crazy local people around this area who are mad that they only can vote for RFK or Trump. Which, to be fair, I don't even know if RFK is going to be on the ticket or, as of right now. And there might be a few different libertarian people who are going to be on the ticket. Clinton Russell being the VP for being one of them, he'd be a more worthy vote than Joe Biden. That's for sure. That goes without unquestioned. And that's kind of it for the Ohio stuff. I haven't really seen any other updates beyond this. You even have Gunther Eagleman coming in here in these in the comments here saying he's going to lose either way. They hate him up there. I don't really know about that. Ohio's pretty purple. Yeah, you should hear what the people of East Palestine, Ohio, have to say about Biden. It ain't pretty. Like, yeah, you nuked us with a chemical bomb from a train and then left us to die. People refuse to talk about that. That and then the Maui fires are like 2 things that like the news cycle refuses to talk about. Like, it won't not be in the news cycle. Saying they're panicking, trying to find a substitution. Yeah, they're definitely setting this up to potentially swap Biden out at the last second. That's why the debates are so early. Honestly, I'm wondering, maybe they pull out Oprah. They pull out the Oprah card. They could honestly run Hillary again. Could. I don't see any of these as being a winning strategy, though. No way. So it's the Dems' own fault. After what they did with trying to prevent Trump being on the ballot, this is priceless. It's 100% their own fault. They think they're above the law, as always. Yeah, and this is I think, in Big Mike ready to be activated. I don't know, man. If you have an idea, who do you think would be the possible candidate? I don't think any of them have any steam, to be honest. And if I was to fear any of them, it might possibly be a return from Hillary Clinton, just because they might bank on the fact of how just gynocentric and feminist the society is. Like, it doesn't matter how many people like dislike her, she might still be enough. I don't know. I don't see them having anybody. I just don't. Not unless they literally walk Taylor Swift out. If they walk Taylor Swift out to run against Donald Trump, like, that's the only thing I can think of that they would possibly have in the bag that could win. And remember, you heard it here first. I said this a while ago too. Like, I think Taylor Swift is a realistic possibility. They pull out and they're like, hey, run Taylor Swift for president, guys, like last minute. Because my point I made to Donnie on one of our episodes was she already had her campaign. She campaigned during the NFL season, by taking stances and having her nice video where she's crying with like her family about like why she has to vote for abortion and that, and she does really well with subverting Christianity too. She's actually spot on with that. She actually did, she talked about how Tennessee Christians believe in abortion or something along those lines. Because somebody made a post about how no Tennessee Nashville person believes in abortion. Then Taylor Swift's got to come in there and be like, actually we do. We love abortion. So that's my guess. That would be my guess. If you were to expect any kind of flip out towards the end of this, and Joe Biden's going to get swapped for any candidate, I'm going to put my money on Taylor Swift being that person. But to move on, let's go. I actually want to go to the breaking stuff because I saw this shortly before I went live.